Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people and welcome to Putty Judge Mo. It is your first match reaction of the season and Manchester City smashing, of course, Wolves and responding to everyone. Liverpool saved by Chiesa yesterday. A lot of questions that people are asking about yesterday. There is an argument that happened between Mike Dass and Jamie Phillips. I didn't watch the video. I just saw the video. So I want Mike to explain to me what happened yesterday. Hit that like button, guys, if you are here. Subscribe to the channel. We got Dayo here. We got Mike Dass. We're going to be joined by CB and Ahmed to talk about the Arsenal versus Man United game tomorrow. 200 people in the house, and we're just starting the show. So let's hit that like button, people. We're going to start with the Liverpool game, of course. Mike is sitting down like I can just...
I listen, everyone says this. I just lean back, yo, and this is like the best way that my camera fits on top of my desktop. So in the bottom third, yeah, but you know what? I'm not dead center. So I am following the rule of thirds.
Allah, you are absolutely like Mike is like
this is as high as it go. I have a 30. My desk is 32 inches tall, so that I can fit underneath it.
Oh,
all right, guys, let's get the likes up to 100 at least. 45 only. Okay, let's start by the Liverpool game yesterday. Who watched the game?
Yeah.
Everyone watched the game. Everyone watched the game.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I'm gonna listen. I've been talking about Liverpool. I did a match reaction. I'm gonna start with Dayo. You're an Arsenal fan. Your main title rivals played yesterday. Give me your analysis of the game. Are you hopeful, or you think Liverpool are too strong? What did you make of the game?
I think the game yesterday was also similar to what happened with Crystal Palace. Liverpool looked very strong, but defensively they can be got at. So when they play teams that can actually defend, they might struggle, is what I see. Like, I'm not saying it as a rival. Like, giving up a 2-goal lead to that team yesterday, even though they came back to it, which is what I did. Liverpool has firepower up front. They're going to score many goals, right? But if they come up against the team that can defend very well, and that team outscores them, they will struggle. Because defensively, I didn't understand how they gave those goals away. It was not supposed to happen.
Easy to understand.
No, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't expect it. So that's all I see. And it happened with Crystal Palace as well. So that's 2 games back to back where I've seen that same thing happen. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that when it comes to, like, you know, the firepower up front, Liverpool will score. Don't get it twisted. Liverpool will score goals, and many at that. But if they play teams that play very deep low block and are very defensive and they're unable to score, and they can counter them just like the way they were countered yesterday, the Semenyo second goal, I'm like, yo, that's the only weakness that I see. You know, so yeah, so I'm not worried because I think teams will figure out that they'd have to play more defensive against them. Unlike last season, they would have to go a little bit more. Ekitike was looking amazing. I'm not gonna lie, that guy was looking, honestly, like I think that whether or not you get Isak, you already have a striker in Ekitike. That is the striker. And if you get Isak, kudos to Liverpool. That's double firepower. But yeah, I'm not worried yet. There's nothing to worry about. The season just began. It's one game. There's a lot more to come.
I think they have something to worry about. I think fullbacks are going to be a problem this year, and not in a good way. Frimpong it's gonna take him some time to get used to the physicality of the Premier League. There was a moment in the game where he was trying to defend somebody on Bournemouth, and the guy literally picked Frimpong up on his back and was carrying him. And I'm like, bro, you got to do better than that. And Kirkhead, I didn't think Kirkhead
someone took notes, bro. She took notes of the game. Go ahead. It's great.
I thought like Ekitike looked a little clumsy a few times too. I think he just fell over too easily.
No,
I'm like, you're massive.
Ekitike was phenomenal. No,
a few times, I'm not concerned.
Mo, allow it. Allow it.
No, Wirtz, yes, Ekitike, it was amazing.
I think Ekitike was amazing yesterday. The problem that I won't even call it a problem, because I think Arne Slot is a very technical manager and he'll fix whatever this issue that I'm about to say is your fullbacks come forward a lot, right? Which leaves a lot of space, which means that your defense is literally just Van Dijk and Konate. And, you guys are just one error away, either from Van Dijk or Konate in the game to being exposed to a goal, literally. Just like what happened to Semenyo. What I'm saying is, you have your fullbacks are pretty much play like wingers. Pretty much play both of them, Kirkes and Frimpong, pretty much. And when he swapped the players and he brought in Robinson and he brought in the Japanese guy's name again? Endo to right back. I was like, all right, I think he wants to close it off. Like they want to seal it off. They don't want these guys flying up front again. So they need more, more defensive powers back, stay back, defend, and let's just see this out. That I see as a balance. So I think that when you play Frimpong and Kirkes, you will have those big gaps behind, and those gaps can be exploited.
Okay, but okay, I have to step in here. We're one game into the season. Our first choice right back, who's Connor Bradley, isn't even fit. So we had to bring on Endo, which was a mistake that Slot even recognized, because 10 minutes later, he puts on Joe Gomez. Endo was playing. So he makes the sub to bring Endo on. Minutes later, he's like, oh shit, Endo sucks at right back. I got to go get Joe Gomez. I should have just done that from the beginning. Kirkes, yeah, was he raw yesterday? 100%, but he's playing against his former club. They were just, I feel like he was trying to do too much. I don't think Frimpong was poor at all. The chances that we conceded in the first half were chances that everyone concedes. I watched Manchester City today concede chances of similar quality. It's just that they're not going to score all of them, just like how Wolves aren't really going to score many of those opportunities. The goals themselves were just individual errors in the opposing final third. The first goal, Endo is coming short to Mo, hoping to receive the ball. Mo passes it to Szoboszlai, who tries a stupid flick, which then turns into a 3-on-2. A brilliant ball in behind. Konate can't do anything, and people are having a go at Konate, which is why I got into an argument with Jamie.
I'm not having a go at him. I'm just saying that those are the errors I'm talking about. Like, I'm saying that Liverpool will play in such a way that there'll be those type of spaces, is what I'm saying. Those individual errors you're talking about, like that little flick that Szoboszlai tried to make, that silly flick that created the 3-on-2, right? Again, there was a lot of gap, which means your midfield was already high up, which is why you had a 3-on-2.
Because Endo isn't a right back, and Endo is out of position. Konate is then left to sit there and cover two people. It's the same exact thing with the second goal. We had 8 men in the opposing box. Wataru Endo, who's supposed to be playing right back, who's a center defensive midfielder, is ahead of the ball in the box. Szoboszlai loses it off of a silly pass from Mo. All of a sudden, Semenyo gets to run 70 yards with 3 players to his left. I'm not blaming Virgil, and I'm not blaming Konate for the fact that they had 4 players running at them, 3 of which each could have received the ball and put the ball into the net. If Semenyo wanted to, he could have just laid it off to Tavernier, and Tavernier had an easy one-on-one. Either way, he had 70 yards of space to run with the ball. We had 8 players in front of the ball. That should never be happening when you're up 2-1 against fucking Bournemouth.
That is exactly why that's exactly what I was saying. I said, like, that's the only thing that I see that can be exploited with Liverpool this season if they play that way, that type of gap. If they don't play that way, then yeah, again, you guys have very attacking minded players, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of your players are attacking, like you play Endo right back, and Endo, who is a DM, just finds himself drifting into that midfield position.
But he's only there because Connor Bradley is hurt. If Connor Bradley were fit, he would have been the substitution, and we would have easily shorted up that game. My only criticism would be why are we setting up shop in the 60th minute? When Bournemouth were not looking like a poor side, we decided to take off Kirkez and Frimpong to bring on an old, slow Andy Robertson and Wataru Endo, who doesn't even play right back. Why didn't you just put Soboslai at right back? I just think that the first substitutions were a mistake. They changed the game for 15 minutes. They tied the game. And then we had to make substitutions because we already taken Ekitike off. Chiesa, amazing goal. Mohamed Salah sets up that after ghosting for 85 minutes, sets up that goal, and then does a whole 1v3. If you're a Liverpool fan, there's nothing to be majorly concerned about. There were spells in the game where we were exceptional. We were playing majestic football. There were other spells in the game where things just looked a little lazy. Wirtz looked like maybe just a little bit of arrogance, but it's going to take him time to get up to speed. And I have full faith that he is going to do that, that he will get up to speed with the pace of this league, because I saw it in glimpses. In glimpses, he was playing unbelievable football. Ekitike, absolute dog. And if we get Isak, unbelievable. We have two gunmen up front. The defense starts at the midfield, and we created our own failures. We created both of those goals, and both of those opportunities from Bournemouth came from careless possession and being caught out. Silly mistakes, and these types of things are going to happen at the beginning of the season. If I see the same things in game week 10, then I'll start to be concerned. But the first game of the season, an emotional game, a tribute game, fair play to Bournemouth for bringing their own banner to represent Diogo Jota. You know, mistakes are going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and overanalyze this or pinpoint any players. I just want to see improvement, and I want to see 9 points in these first 3 weeks. I don't care about performances against Newcastle.
To be honest with you, I'm just going to be completely honest. Some people are going to say it's an agenda. I don't see this Liverpool team winning away against Newcastle. I don't see this Liverpool team winning against Arsenal. I don't think you're going to have nine points after 3 games. I think you might have 7. I actually think you might have 5 after the 3 games. Is it a problem for Liverpool? It might not be, because the season is very long and you have new players, and you still might sign Isak after these 3 games, by the way. Isak might play the first game after the international break for Liverpool. But the thing about it, what I saw yesterday from Liverpool is not an attacking problem. You created abundance of chances. The movement was phenomenal. Even Wirtz, when people banter Wirtz, his movement was good. My problem with Wirtz was physicality. He doesn't look like he's up to the physical level of the Premier League. Huge Reinders today, shoving players left and right. He looks like a tank, Johnny Reinders in that midfield. You watch Wirtz. The IQ is there, the vision is there, but the problem is the physicality. It's not going to get bigger.
All that means is that he has to just be quicker. I felt like there were moments where he was fast enough to bypass the physical part of the play. There were other moments where he got bullied. Like, yeah, I get it. It's his first game in the Premier League, and Bournemouth are not a bad side. Like, their manager is exceptional. To play like that after having your entire back line decimated,
yes.
Like they're not bad. All he needs is to learn how to avoid the physicality, and he will, because he has the IQ.
Nobody avoids the physicality even Bernardo Silva can't avoid the physicality in the Premier League.
Yeah, Bernardo's been doing it for years, but also all the teams do it, not just Bournemouth. Like all of them are that way. There's very few teams that
Wirtz
don't
will
do
be
that.
fine. Wirtz will be fine.
I actually think that Wirtz ran the most yesterday in the game, but it looks like the midfield of Liverpool was wide open. Every time they picked the ball, the midfield was wide open. Why? He's a very attacking player. It's different than having Szoboszlai there, where he contributed defensively a lot. Wirtz, as much as he ran yesterday, he's not contributing to the defensive aspect of the game. Liverpool midfield, since Jurgen Klopp, is so involved in the defensive aspect of the game. Yesterday, Liverpool were defending with 2 players, which is Szoboszlai and McAllister only, and that's why you were run over. Because every time on the transition, you're getting hit, right? Again, is Gravenberch going to solve this, as someone is saying in the chat? He might. He might. But is it guaranteed?
I thought that Wirtz was pressing. Time he lost the ball, he made a good effort to try to get it back. I just think that there were a couple moments where he was just a little bit too nonchalant, is how I would describe it. Just like he had half a step
And
more
also,
time.
he's, to be honest with you, and I said that to Hussam on MHF. For the people that didn't watch MHF, make sure to like and subscribe. Ahmed, are you going to join us, or are you going to be on your phone? يعني
I'm listening.
You can hear Sam's spot on the phone.
like I felt yesterday, his movement is good, but he was okay. Like he's not like
Who's this?
I have to have the same energy.
Who's this? Who's this?
Hold on.
I'm not expecting to hit the ground and be prime KDB day one.
How
That
did
price
Rangers
tag,
do
a
it?
lot of people are.
How did Rangers do it today?
Well, not every player does that.
How did
That's the
Ryan
thing.
Turkey do it today?
Not every player. I mean, Turkey scored the fourth goal, right?
In 7 minutes.
I'm not
7
gonna say
minutes,
Shirky
he just
did it
Premier
today.
League debut and he scored a goal.
Not every player is going to hit the ground running 100%. I mean, Hussam made the comparison to Bergkamp yesterday, and where he was before he was at Arsenal, and essentially it was called the donkey of the week, was who the Danish Bergkamp of the week was. And then of course he goes to Arsenal, where he doesn't start quick, and then all of a sudden he becomes the best midfielder in the league. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions off of 70 minutes of football. That's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. Maybe
I know
it
you're
will.
not that guy,
People do.
but he
That's
doesn't-
what that price tag will
Just
do.
to add the
But that's fine. I mean, but like, I'm not Florian Wirtz, and I don't work for the club. And if other people want to shout those things, that's all good. But they're not listening to them.
But you also got to understand as well with Reinders, yeah, the guy's literally in his prime. He's 27, 28 now, so that's in his prime.
28. He's 28 years old, and he's
No, he
gigantic.
just turned
Bro,
27.
so yeah, he's 27.
like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he's 27. I'm just talking about prime. Like with Wirtz, yeah, like obviously he's a very good player. He's only still 22. Do you get me? Like he's done his thing in terms of like in the Bundesliga with the country as well. He's coming to a new team. All of his skill sets suit how Slot wants to play. In his debut, he wasn't amazing. He was just average, but it's not something that I would be like, oh my days, this is major red flags. I don't think he's ever gonna justify that price tag individually in terms of produce some of the outrageous numbers.
But you have to. I'm sorry. I can't sit here and be an agenda merchant. I have the same argument for the likes of Jack Grealish. Why people want me to sit here and actually because Liverpool are winning the game and because Ekitike looked good, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have when Liverpool fans liked it when I kept criticizing Jack Grealish, 100 million back pass merchant.
I had to hear that for years.
Wirtz yesterday, the movement was good, Ahmed, right? But with all due respect to everyone, I am expecting 100+ million players to step on the pitch and have an instant impact. I want to see you change the game. I want to see you being one of the best players on the pitch. Why did Ekitike hit the ground running? Ekitike had less experience than him. Wirtz was player of the season in the Bundesliga, Ahmed. Was one of the best players in the world.
Okay.
Why? Why?
We're doing
Why
too
should
much.
I have?
We're doing too much.
I run a football channel.
We're
I
doing
run
too
a
much.
football channel. I run a football channel, right? With some subscribers. I'm a small content creator out there, but I can't have an energy for Wirtz different than Shirky, different than Foden, different than Jack Grealish, different than Declan Rice, different than Caicedo.
Well, Wirtz just started though.
Yeah, but also no one is saying that Wirtz had a good game. Wirtz didn't.
No, but I said
not
but what
have
I'm
a
trying
good
to
game.
say. But what I'm trying to say is like, if he doesn't right, so the first game that he played against Bournemouth, he wasn't amazing. And if he goes balls out the next 3 games and all Wirtz is
I will say that's what I'm expecting from you.
That's right.
I'm gonna say what I'm expecting from you.
No, that's what we're saying. Though we're saying that.
But I'm analyzing yesterday's game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Am I analyzing the rest of the season? I don't see the future.
Yeah, but you're analyzing it as though we weren't 2-0 up when he was subbed off. Like you're analyzing it as though we got fucking dog walked.
Okay, let me ask you something. If you pick yesterday, okay, forget Bournemouth. I'm gonna ask Dayo. I want you to rank the 11 players from Liverpool from best to worst yesterday on the pitch. Some of them might not be bad, but just pick worse.
Little pun there, sorry.
Okay. Like I would say number 1, Ekitike for me. Phenomenal. I think Gakpo, very good yesterday. Chiesa, because he scored the winner. Right? I think Alisson was good yesterday. I actually disagree with everyone. I think Frimpong was good yesterday. I think Frimpong played better than Kirkes. I think Salah was not good, but at the end, he scored the fourth, which is one season wonder.
Set up the third. He set up the third.
9 season wonder. He set up the third and scored the fourth, Ahmed. Clutch
so in your
moment.
opinion, did he play well?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't, of course. Yeah, he didn't. But again, when moments came, Salah provided the moment that probably won Liverpool the third. The game, the 3 points. You get the point, Ahmed. Like, he came clutch. So he didn't perform well. For me, maybe Kirkes was the only one. Kirkes and Konate were the only ones behind Wirtz. The only ones. Florian Wirtz was not bad, and I didn't say he was bad. For people to understand, there is a difference between someone being bad, that means they're having an awful performance, or someone being another guy. When I criticize Foden, I say Foden is not bad. But I am expecting the best player in the league and the most expensive player in the history of the Premier League to not be one of the guys, to be outstanding, to be above the rest. You need to elevate above the rest. That's what price tag.
You said that with Salah. You said with Salah he came in clutch. It was actually Chiesa who came in clutch. And you also make about the Foden point. Yeah, Foden's had many seasons where he's had very good seasons and he's had not a great one last season. With Florian, but you can criticize Wirtz and say he wasn't good, but
I'm not saying he's a bad player. Did you hear me say he's a bad player?
But the thing is, yeah, it's like you're acting like the season's just done, and then like comparing it to Grealish. Grealish has had many. He's had how many seasons has he had for Man City now? Grealish?
He had 4
years.
22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25.
We've not even given Wirtz 5 games. We've not even given Wirtz 5 games to assess his ability and to assess how good he's going to play because.
Like this super chat is literally, this super chat says exactly what am I thinking. But let me do Omar. Thank you everyone for the super chats and the support. Appreciate you all. Hit that like button, people. Guys, we have 700 people in the house and we don't even have enough likes. We are not even on 150 likes. Omar saying Konate, though Mike should have pressed Semenyo, in my opinion. He should have, but there was a clear pass, Omar, to his left side. Even Iraola was telling Semenyo to pass to Konate's right side.
3 guys to his left.
3 guys, exactly. There was 3 guys to his left. Like, he had to cover. Omar, come on, Omar.
No, you're going to be saying that a lot this season because Konate and VVD are going to be doing a lot of covering this season defensively.
Mo, did you watch Newcastle today? I didn't watch the game. I watched only from the red card. It was a bore fest. Newcastle are too weak, and that's why I'm thinking, to be honest, that's why I'm thinking that the top 6 will be the big 6 will be the top 6. The Isak deal have affected them. Jeff, big up Jeff for Jeff Foster. Mo got no agenda. He's straight. He's saying what he sees, and Wirtz was no better than okay. So let's not lose it because he's saying what he sees. He's not saying he's gonna flop. Exactly. I didn't say he's gonna flop.
But that's what we're saying, though. More, it's like we hear you, but you're not hearing what we're saying. Nobody said you said he's going to flop. Nobody said you said Wirtz is a terrible player. Nobody has said that. In the game yesterday, we've all agreed.
But that's why he's insinuating.
Listen, Daz agreed.
Don't do footage judge most stuff.
Listen,
I'm the only one allowed to do
agreed. Ahmed agreed. We've all agreed. Kelk agreed that he was poor yesterday. He wasn't what we expected to see. But in my book, I'm sitting back and saying, even though he was poor, Liverpool found a way as a team with him in the pitch to score those first 2 goals.
Yeah.
So we can sit here and talk about him as an individual, which means that this just tells me that when he does click in that squad,
it's gonna be fantastic. It's fantastic player.
That's all I'm saying. So for me,
but I think
yesterday's game, I can criticize him on a one-off. Say, you know what, Wirtz, you can do better than this.
We can banter one performance. We can banter him because his debut cost 100 million. I didn't hear a bunch of crap when Darwin Núñez scored the goal in the Community Shield and Holland did nothing. I had to hear all that banter for one game, and then guess what? Holland shut everyone up in the next game. Wirtz could do the same thing. He could shut everybody up, but having one day of banter is not the end of the world. That doesn't mean we think he's going to flop. I don't think he's going to flop, but I did think he was okay. I don't think it was great.
I'm so glad I'm having one of the most analytical Liverpool fans on the channel. He's American though. Apologize for
Wrong with
this.
Americans.
But he's one of the most analytical Liverpool, because I want to analyze something that I saw yesterday. I tried to ask Hussam, he saw it as well, but I'm going to ask the rest of the people on the panel as well. People in the chat, stay with us. I'm just going to do these 2 super chats, and I'm so glad that Mike is here, one of the people that understands football more than a lot of people, actually. Reacting like this is over, game week 1. When did I say it's over?
You compared it to Grealish, insinuating that he's going to fall.
Listen, I
when
get
did
it.
I say it's over?
105 million pounds. I get it. He's gonna catch a lot of flack, but it's a really good thing that football players don't watch YouTube. That's really
I wouldn't be surprised. I think some of them do.
Let me read that. It's a TikTok brain. I'm sorry. I have a TikTok brain, Jack. Yes. Caicedo gave away a penalty and lost the ball 16 times on his debut. Is he shit? But I never said that that Wirtz is shit. I never said that. No, come on, what are we doing? Okay. We shouldn't be talking about the game yesterday. We shouldn't be talking about Man City today. We shouldn't be talking about Rangers, how great he was. We shouldn't talk about Oscar Bob, how good he was today. We shouldn't be talking about that. Jack, have some shame, please. Please have some shame. I would rather buy a center forward, center back, and another midfielder than a left winger.
Who do you support?
Liverpool
fan.
He's an Egyptian Mohamed Salah fan.
Oh.
That's Omar
What
Rushdi.
They're talking about Malik Fofana.
Oh, I was about to say, if you're talking about Rodrigo, don't hold your breath.
Lad, I'm a Liverpool fan. I've never called lad in my life. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I agree with, but I back him. And I'm backing Wirtz to be a great player this season. I'm backing Wirtz to be a great player. Let me ask you something. Do you think Wirtz is going to affect Salah's performances by him drifting to the left, as Himothy is already insinuating that I've said down MHF? We saw a lot of triangles between Ekitike, Wirtz, Gakpo, and all of them go to the left. Do you think that is going to affect him, Salah?
Well,
it might affect his numbers, yeah.
I mean, listen,
throwing everything through Mo Salah, but it's a good thing to kind of transition away from him. Not all at once, but
I think, let me just say this. I think it's going to affect him positively. Defenders are going to try to go after Ekitike. They're going to try and go after Wirtz, and you're going to forget that Mo Salah is on that pitch. And we all know Mo Salah might not want to do anything fantastic yet, but he's going to put the ball in the back of the net two out of 3 times. Don't even think, like, this is where people are not looking at how positive this is for Mo Salah. They think like, oh, he's going to get less of the ball. No, all they need to do is switch play to him. He's alone, one-on-one. He cuts in on that left foot, and it is done. It is done. Yesterday we saw early glimpses of it, and even when he finally put the 4th goal in, he did that from the left wing, from the left side. But we saw early glimpses on the right side where he was cutting in when they saw Ekitike's hold up and defenders were now going after Ekitike. You do that, I think it's going to be a positive for him because it will get him a lot more assists as well, because Ekitike holds the ball up, defender goes after Ekitike, you leave Mo Salah to run free, they switch the ball to him, he crosses the ball in like he did with the 3rd goal, boom, ball in the back of the net.
We've seen it already with what's it called, with Firmino.
I think it's a positive for him.
Yeah, if you look at the first 20 minutes of that, I mean, really the first half, Ekitike also missed 3 headers directly in front of goal. Like, he was amazing, but he easily could have had a hat trick. One of those being provided by Salah. There was another moment where Ekitike got him behind and Salah just slightly overhit the chip over the defender. If he's in mid-season form and he chips that defender, Ekitike, he's in a clear one-on-one. The second Wirtz starts to gel with McAllister and Gravenberch, and that midfield becomes very cohesive, and Ekitike is working off of it, Gakpo is working off of it, Salah is working off of it. You're not going to be able to double up Salah on the touchline anymore. And then you're going to have Frimpong overlapping Salah, which, I felt like Salah was kind of just looking off Frimpong a lot yesterday when he was making his runs. I also think that Bournemouth did a really good job of congesting the midfield and forcing us to go wide early, sort of preventing that overlapping dangerous run. But, again, that's credit to them. I think that they defended well throughout the majority of that game. But to me, the second Wirtz starts gelling, all of the sudden, Salah's going to have more space. Gakpo's going to have more space. Ekitike is going to have more space. Wirtz is going to have more space, because now you got 4 guys and 4 defenders. You can't double up on anybody. So, It's just gonna get to the point where we need to gel before
It actually,
start seeing what
yes,
the
and you could see glimpses of it yesterday. You could see glimpses of it when Gakpo had the ball. He looked dangerous, and you saw defenders trying to double up on him. The minute that ball came back into the middle and Ekitike was holding the ball, you saw there was already a defender on Ekitike, another defender coming at him. Gakpo had peeled off, and I was like, "This is going to be a problem." And then I'm looking at Salah, and I'm saying, right now, if they can find the pass, if you saw that Ekitike back heel pass. The ball came to Ekitike. He looked over his shoulder. He knew where the run was. Boom. And he already had a defender on him. And a second defender coming across and still made the pass. Salah is going to have a lot of space with these players right now because defenders are going to have a problem knowing who to mark. They're going to have a problem knowing who to mark. And Salah will have a lot of space. So I think he's going to have a lot of joy this season. And that, for me, is not something I'm happy to say. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's annoying for me because I just see teams struggling against, Gakpo on the left. I'll see them struggle against Ekitike down the middle, and then Wirtz, once he clicks and he starts coming in, we know how good he can be. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. But even when they did not click yesterday, as the Liverpool that we expected, they scored 4 goals. They had 19 shots, they had 10 on target out of 19 shots. Like, this is a bad day out for some of the players in Liverpool. Yet they had those type of numbers.
You don't judge it. You don't judge a good team based on their good performances that result in, hammering results. You judge them based on shit performances.
That result.
What is the result when they play like ass? And based on how everyone is talking about Liverpool, people are saying, "Oh God, I don't think that they're that good." Yet we won 4-2 at the end of the day, and we wasted opportunities, and it could have been even more than that. And we did not play well. So if that's the product that I'm getting when I feel like I'm playing shit, I'm very confident going into this season.
I actually think that Liverpool yesterday proved to me that there is a massive gap between the top teams and everyone else. Even though Liverpool conceded chances and conceded goals, they still won the game. There's a gap. There's a massive gap between everyone and the top 4. There's only one team left, which is Arsenal. It depends on what Arsenal do tomorrow. We're going to talk about the game tomorrow and how Arsenal can beat Man United. But I get there is defensive problems at Liverpool, and there will be goals scored against Liverpool. I think Liverpool will score I'm telling you from now, Liverpool will score 90 plus goals this season. 90 plus goals this season at least.
There would only be 4 more. So that would only be 4 more. We scored 86 last season with Darwin Núñez. So
exactly. I think Liverpool will score a lot of goals, to be honest with you. Tons of them. But looking at Man City back today. Who watched the game? Everyone watched the game?
I was doing a watch along, so I was really watching it.
He's doing a watch along.
Yeah,
wow.
Taking over Patrick's channel because he's not doing good right now. So
yeah, I know.
He gave me the keys, and I ran the watch along with it. We had a really good panel, a lot of rotating people in and out. It was mostly Mateus and I, but we had people in and out. Vader came in for a little while. Gondalorian.
Should we overanalyze the game City played and we say that City are magnificent?
I think it was a great performance, but I'm not gonna. I realized who it was against. So I'm not gonna. I'm excited for. I'm mostly excited because the performance was so much better than the direct that we saw last season. It was a little the first half an hour we were moving the ball too slow. I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, this feels like last season. And then towards the end of that half, we started moving the ball faster, and it looked night and day, much better. And you want to talk about a Premier League debut, Tijani Reinders? Wow.
Fuck me.
I said it on the show. I said he's going to make the biggest impact out of any player who signed for any new team. And I stand by that. He is everything our midfield was missing last season. They were slow. They were old. They didn't move. They didn't pass. He just did everything. He was everywhere. And I'm really happy Nico Gonzalez got a chance to play today too, because I spent the entire summer flipping out that for this game, I thought the midfield would be Bernardo, Tijani, and Gundogan. And to see Nico Gonzalez in there, to see him, I mean, he wasn't perfect, but that's a player I just have some high hopes for. And he's finally got his chance, and I think he took it. And that was kind of a mixed squad, too. We were missing some of our better players. We're missing Rodri, for one. We're missing Vardiol, who we all think is going to be our starting center back with Diaz. And we're missing Phil Foden. And we had Rico Lewis, who everybody just craps on all the time at right back, and Oscar Bob was playing. I thought everybody had a pretty good game today, except for Doku. I thought Doku was the glaring weakness.
Yeah, but that's not really a surprise, though, isn't it? With Doku playing bad, so
I thought he was exceptionally poor today, though. I've seen him
That guy's
he just didn't work in that team for me. So, and the subs when they came on, they were great. Like Nico O'Reilly, I thought had a great impact when he came on, and that was a big signal for me that the players who came off the bench were either academy players or young players or new players. I thought for sure the first one off the bench would be Gundogan. And then I thought the first defender off the bench would be Akanji. And the fact that it wasn't that was massive for me to see. I've got this big agenda about older
if
players.
City starts smashing teams left and right, it's gonna become again the same boring stuff, you know. Okay, smashing teams by 4. Bro, the league is gonna be boring if City smash teams left and right.
It's just we're gonna have a big wake up call next week because
you don't think the league
not
was
only
boring?
is it Spurs, I mean, not only are Spurs our bogey team, now they have a really good manager, so that's gonna be a big test next week. I'm already worried about that game.
You don't think the league last year was boring? Who was competing against Liverpool like that? The league last year was way boring.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the difference, to be honest with you.
What's the difference?
I'm gonna tell you. The majority, and that's what the people don't see, right? The majority of the games that Liverpool played last season, they're not as dominant as the Man City when they're good. When Liverpool last season were not as good as the Man City and Liverpool of the 97 and the 92 points. These two teams, every time you're turning on the TV, it was about how many goals they will score. It was about how dominant one of them will be against the other team. Liverpool last season, in many games, they won in the 90th minute. They held to a 2-1 lead. They won 2-0 at the end. They won 1-0. Salah came clutch.
Yeah, but they won the league with like 7 games.
You don't understand the point. If City put in these performances week in, week out, you're going to turn on the TV every weekend about counting goals, not about are City going to win or not. Last season, go and check the Liverpool results last season. Liverpool still conceded chances. Liverpool conceded the play some games. Liverpool were dominant. Man City, when they fucking win, bro, they fucking like smashing. The performance is like... But you still conceded chances and you won 4-0.
Okay, yeah, but it's also
against a team that might get relegated.
Like if Cunha was in that team, I think there was a chance, I think, in the first like 15 minutes where I'm thinking to myself, Wolves are up 1-0. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
they just kept being offside.
And
that was their problem. They were cooking us those first 30 minutes.
Guys, I didn't say that City will do this. I said that if this continues, I'm not expecting City to do this. By the way, I'm expecting a tougher game against Arsenal, a tougher game against a team like a Bournemouth, a tougher game against a Man United, against Spurs. I'm saying that.
But City winning 4-0 against Wolves here is actually good for the league because you don't want it to be a one-horse race like it was last season. You want more
100%.
You want more competition. Yeah, you want more competition. You want more excitement. Obviously, City improved as new players. Liverpool improved as new players. Arsenal bought their players. Tottenham are looking good as well. So it's more exciting. Last season,
but I just don't want City to have momentum. That's all.
Yeah, but
our next 4 games are not easy.
It's like, listen. This for me, I expected City to win the game, but they went about it in a way whereby like now they have momentum. In their mind, they're like, all right, we're ready for the like Tottenham, you're going to beat Tottenham. Look, I'm saying it now.
No, they won't. It's at home. It's at home. Oh, yeah. They are beating Tottenham.
They're going to beat Tottenham. Again, that's momentum for City. That's what I don't want them to have. I wish they could just have that same lag from last season. Like the next 12 games are just topsy-turvy. It's not going to happen. So it's going to be a very competitive season. Oh man, I hate it.
Yeah, we got better players. That's what it comes down to. And we might have 2 more by next week, just saying.
No, but like the thing is with Reinders as well, what's good about him is that he actually defeats this whole narrative about being pen proven. That's what I wanted to talk about.
No.
It does.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna tell you a substance, and then I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna give you something. There is no midfielder in the history of Manchester City under Pep Guardiola in his 6 seasons, not one midfielder that came in and hit the ground running. This is the first guy ever. Even Rodri didn't. It's the first guy.
We're calling him Plotry. We were ready to run him out of town after season 1.
Bernardo Silva in the midfield took time. Kovacic took time. Kovacic played like 4 good games and then he struggled. Pep Guardiola has a very complex system, Ahmed. It's the first guy, which tells me how good he is.
Bro, regardless,
I think Tijani is just made for Pep, though.
Rodri, all those players that you named in the midfield, they were exceptional in the second season, but the first season they were still good, but they didn't hit the heights of like what their talent was saying. So Rodri not being able to replicate the second season or whichever season that he won the Ballon d'Or is not. It's not down to first season that he was bad. First season he was still good. Bernardo was still good in his first season.
Yeah, but Ahmed, they were not.
They were still good.
Ahmed,
We struggled a lot. No, our fan base is ready.
What we're saying is Reinders, right? The way he looks right now, he looks like he's been playing in this City team for the last 2 years. That's different.
Yeah.
The way Reinders looks in this City team in this first game he looked like Rodri. He looked like a Rodri.
He looked like Prime Gundogan.
Yeah, he looked.
That
he
is
looked
like
someone,
2000, like that season where KDB was injured and Gundogan just took over. That's what he looked like.
And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the way he fits into the team.
21?
Like the fact that he looks that good in the squad and he's just joined tells you how good the player is in Pep's system. That's all we're saying.
He's a good player. But
you know what Reinders is? Reinders is the kind of guy that Pep turns from a very good player into a world-class player.
Reinders was always
he's gonna be a mint signing. And it was only 50 million. Not a bad price.
You literally missed my whole point. Like, it's not about my point is that for players to perform, Premier League fans have this conception that like if you don't play in our league and they buy a foreign player, they have to be Prem proven. I'm trying to tell you, with Reinders, you can say that the other midfielders did not perform, Rodri, Bernardo, at the highest level in comparison to their second season, but they still performed. If you're a good player and you join a team when you're literally outside of the Premier League and he matches you stylistically and then what the manager wants from you and it gels perfectly, like in Ekitike, then playing in the Premier League does not matter, because when Isak was at Sociedad, the numbers that he was performing in comparison to where he was at Newcastle, he's playing much better in the Premier League than he did in La Liga. So he was never Prem proven. So it just defeats the logic. If you're a good player and you join a good team and it's a match made in heaven with the manager, then Prem proven. It doesn't matter if you're Prem proven. There's been many Premier League players who have joined another Prem team and flopped. Grealish, for example, he's joined Man City. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but
he's a treble winner. Have some shame and decorum. He won the treble for Man City.
I think it's important to note, like, I'm not going to hold any judgment on this City team until it's like February, and because that is solely because of the Benedict Arnold himself, Pep and Linders. So, to me, it's all going to depend on. Like, I think that they're going to
Liverpool fans are obsessed with Pep.
They're going to fire out of a rocket. They're going to be flying this first quarter of the season, this first third of the season. And then when it gets to the midpoint and all of a sudden the legs get tired and the games start piling up. I mean, based on the reaction that I saw to that second goal today, Pep seems to really love Pep and Linders. I don't know what the whole thing is behind the scenes, but I attribute a lot of the negativities to some of our title runs to that man himself, because I know that he was pulling a lot of the strings behind the scenes. Again, I can't speak on what it's going to be like for City, but you could view that as being petty. I don't really care. I want to see what they're going to be like January, February, when we're playing 3 games a week, and when the inevitable injuries start to happen in those training rooms because of the quote unquote intensity. But we'll see. I think they're going to have a fantastic beginning of the season. If I were them, I wouldn't be too worried about Spurs. I mean, Spurs just played Burnley. Yeah, they were good. Kudos.
No, but
I'm always nervous about
with all due
Spurs.
respect to everyone. On the counter, they fucking look amazing. Spurs, kudos, look phenomenal.
And that's our weakness. So that's still our weakness.
I can't rule out that Spurs get something out of the game, but most likely City will win the game, even narrowly win the game.
Yeah. It might
But
be
I won't rule it out if Spurs get a point or something. It's not out of the realms of possibility. Same as Liverpool versus Newcastle, by the way. We'll talk about it on different shows. But I think that the City team look good. I still have doubts, a little bit of doubts, over when Rodri comes back, who's going to start, when Foden comes back, who's going to start. Also, I don't know why Marmoush didn't start. I don't know why Omar Marmoush didn't start the game. It didn't make any sense to me that Doku was starting the game on that left side.
Yeah. That frustrated me.
If they actually got like a good left winger here, then I'm not saying they're not serious here, because I still believe they can challenge for the league, but that left wing here with Doku is killing them.
All you need to do is play Marmoush today instead of Doku, and I think it would have been much different.
Let me just say this.
Yeah, but
we already have the player. We just didn't play him.
Damn.
again, Pep is not stupid. You need to realize this, right? Even with Doku on that squad, he scored 4 goals today. If Mamouche gets the easy rest that he needs, so that in the games that you really need him, you have a player like Mamouche available. You know that is 2 extra goals in that game. You don't need a Mamouche in this game today against Wolves. Like, this is why I don't understand why a lot of fans lose their shit when a manager does something. I'm like, look, you didn't need Mamouche today in that game to win that game. He wasn't needed. So I'd rather have that player resting, right? Because I know that my next game is against Tottenham, who are a more dangerous team than the Wolves that I played today. Then I'll bring Mamouche on. Doku can rest at that time.
Yeah, but my thing is that Mamouche too.
I know. Maybe just say like that. Like, that's how I would, as a manager, you have to manage the minutes, the time, what goes into their legs. You also want your best squad available. Against the
your best squad. Yeah, I understand. I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is that like with Doku, he's just better off the bench, isn't it? Just use your pace off the bench, and that's pretty much it.
I like it. I like this. I like what you're just saying. Yeah, 100%.
It's just better off the bench because, like, the thing is with him, he might get past his fullback, but he's very predictable, isn't it? And like, if you're doing it over the course of 90 minutes, he is eventually going to get tired. So what you can do is that use that weapon towards the latter of the game. Whereas with Mamouche, like, the problem with him is that I don't even think that he's a winger like that. I just think he's
not a winger. He's not. He doesn't even know how to play as a winger.
He's not a winger. That's why. Just 2 seconds, yeah. But that's why, with him is that him joining to Man City is kind of hurt him in a sense, because with Haaland, they spent a lot of money on him. He bags you goals. He's inevitable. He's not going to bench Haaland. There might be other games where Haaland might come up and then Mamouche starts. But Mamouche is much better starting games. But he's just unfortunate because he's got Haaland and he's not a winger. Or he can't play on the right, and he can't play in the 10.
Can I say this? You know the funny thing that you just said right now. You can flip that script as well as a manager. You can decide, I'm going to play Doku, run down that defense, let them keep chasing you, let them tire out, and I'll bring in the skillful Mamouche. 20-30 minutes into the game, you're tired now. You can't chase. No. Again. You see, this is one thing that I've never understood. Professional footballers, where a manager has mapped out something, even if he's not a winger, with the skill set that he has. Are you telling me Mamouche cannot beat a man on the left?
His best attribute. What's his best attribute? Is his shooting, correct? His shooting.
Again, I'm just saying.
Centrally, look at the goals that he scores. It's all come central.
I get
it. That's what he normally does. Is he normally inverts towards the center and then shoots?
Yeah, but he normally comes from the left and then he inverts into the center. It's not like he comes down the middle directly. So my point is, since I know he inverts from that center and cuts in and shoots on his right foot, after I've had Doku run this defender miles into the ground, like you've chased him, you're tired, I bring in the skillful Mamouche. He does that on you once or twice. He gives himself half a yard, takes a shot, boom, go. You can flip that script either way. You can either say start Mamouche, hope he does it early, and then bring Doku to run out the rest of the game. But the point is, in today's game, City did not need Mamouche to start. That's a scary thought to have, to realize that you don't need a player as good as Mamouche to beat this Wolves team, which means you can bring Mamouche up. Like, think about the fact that you can bring a Mamouche off the bench. That's a scary thought to have, so.
Yeah, I think he'll be starting games too. Also, if you notice today, I'm going to give credit. He's in the chat right now. Spartacus, he knows who he is. He was on the watch along.
What?
He's helped me really. He's in the chat. Don't worry. I saw his name. He's helped me really understand something tactically that I just wasn't aware of today. Is if you paid attention to the fullbacks, they didn't overlap or underlap. They inverted. And the reason they did is because Nico Gonzalez is still learning his position. I think once he's kind of learned his position, or when Rodri's there who already knows his position and doesn't need that extra support in the midfield, and those fullbacks they can actually start going forward, that's when you'll see Mamouche playing, because Mamouche can then tuck in, and then he's the one you want to be tucking in to shoot and score. But right now we can't do that because our midfield just isn't. We need the fullbacks to support the midfield.
Yeah, and again, we must remember that managers will forget this idea. Football has changed totally now. This is not football of back in the day where it's like, I have a style as a manager and I'm going to stick with it. Managers are realizing that game per game basis, you have to evolve in the game. They're beginning to realize it, which is why they'll play certain players. Again, you don't know if during training, Mamouche did not hit certain marks in training. Maybe that's why you're not playing this weekend. So there's many reasons. It's not because you're good that it means that you're going to get on the list and play now. Managers don't do that anymore. It's he who shows what they can give me at the game at that weekend and how I can use them against whatever team I'm playing. That's who plays, so, hey.
Oh, no, my worry is Isak saga delays, completion of squad. I'm just gonna tell you guys some exclusive. Carlos Baleba is disappointed. Feels Brighton have overpriced him. Really wants the Man United move. He's gonna go on a strike as well. He's gonna go on a strike, and he's not gonna show up to training. Of course, Carlos Baleba, just exclusive here on Footy Judge Mo. He's gonna do the right thing and go on a strike and actually take an injury and not show up to training. That is what everyone here in the chat should advise Carlos Baleba to do. He should definitely not play for Brighton again. Should absolutely throw a tantrum and not show up to the training at Brighton, because he wants the Man United move and he thinks that Brighton are overpricing him. Absolutely disgrace. Brighton are a disgrace. How dare they try to keep their player?
Game was not
Absolutely ridiculous. That's a
little bit of passive aggressiveness here.
They're very, bro. Brighton, fucking
Good luck negotiating with
the villains. The guy wants to go to Man United. How dare they keep him at the club?
Yeah, but bro, like
He wants to go to Man United. Like, I'm being serious. Like, the guy wants to play for the better team, for the more, like, Man United signed Cunha, Sisco, Mbuemo. They want to get Baleba to complete the team. They want to, like, compete in Europe. Like, to be honest, I actually don't think that, like, they shouldn't. Like, they're telling him, like, 120 million or 110 million. What a frauds. He genuinely shouldn't play for them again. I'm being serious. He should actually not play for them again.
Hold on. Wait,
100%, bro.
Why are you saying why is that a problem? If that's the price tag that they value their player at, then if United really want Baleba, if you really feel like you need him, and this is the guy
it's unrealistic. The price is unrealistic. The price is unrealistic.
I'm not saying it's not unrealistic.
His ambition
for you though.
His ambition he wants to go to the better team. His ambition and he wants to go to the better team.
I agree with you. It's unrealistic, but that's the price tag they've put. United better come with an offer and say, listen, here's what we've got. They tried.
They said no. Man United already tried to do something with them. They said no. We're not going to sit at the table. We're not going to sit at the table. They literally did that, bro.
Write that check. It's 120 million. Just write the check. Don't
just stay in the window. Why should Brighton sell?
Why should Brighton? No. I think Brighton should sell him.
They sell?
Because he wants to go to the better club.
At this time,
you've been sarcastic.
Why did he ask? Why did he ask?
Yeah. He's doing the bit. He's doing the bit.
No, he's.
I know.
Better club. Who finished above who last season? Get out of here.
Mo. I don't know.
He's already at the better club.
I don't agree with you on Baleba.
He's throwing shade. He's throwing shade at Alexander Isak. Even though Isak told the club before the season ended that he wanted to leave. He told them, I don't want to be here. And then they accomplished nothing in the first month. And then he tried to do the respectful thing and say, hey, I have politely declined your 2 contract extensions. Please, I don't want to be here. And now it's at the point where he feels disrespected because he's been telling them for 3 months, yo, it's time for me to move on to a different girl. And she keeps clinging on. She keeps stalking him. She keeps showing up at his new first dates. Like, enough is enough. Except the fact that you've been dumped.
Can I ask you a question? If Isak
he has a contract,
if Isak genuinely wanted to leave, right, all he had to do was put in an official transfer request. Players do that. That means he's going to be canceling his contract. He's not getting the rest of the pay that he's meant to get. He's probably going to pay some things back to the club, and all of that will be added together in whatever transfer fee that they want to get from him. He's not even serious enough to be able to put in the transfer request officially. He's just told them verbally. Now, when players do that, that's nonsense. If you want to leave, put in the transfer request. You have a contract, terminate your contract, and let's do business that way. And if Liverpool genuinely want you, they'll come pay the price tag that we put on you. You terminate your contract and you move on. We want to make it seem like Newcastle is at fault consistently. No, they're not at fault alone. Players
that's not the way that it's done.
I'm with Baleba. I'm with Mike. I'm with Baleba. He should be forcing his way out.
Okay, but you can say that, but people, you don't base your actions based on what you can do. You base your actions based on precedent, based on how other people conduct their business. It's not very often you see a player just, you know what, guys, terminate my contract. Here's the $15 million I owe you. You can take that. All good. No worries.
If you genuinely, if you want to leave and you're sure that these guys are overpricing you. So if I'm a player right now, and then the club says, oh, we're putting the 150 million. And I'm like, nobody's going to pay 150 for me, but I really want to go to Liverpool. we've seen players do some of the, in more recent times, right? In more recent times, what's his name? Just did it to come to Arsenal. He turned around, put in a transfer request, gave up €2 million of his own money, asked his agent to reduce his own percentage in the deal so that the club will let him come to Arsenal. So if Gyökeres, he did that. Like, if a player really wants to go somewhere, and then guess what? They named their price, and we had to match their price. If Liverpool really want him, they've named their price. He needs to do something more than just striking and not going to training. He needs to push if he genuinely wants to get out of there.
You're right. Because not showing up to the first game of the season is a subtle way of telling them that they want to leave. It isn't strong enough. It isn't a definitive action. Telling them that I'm not going to show up is not enough.
I'm saying it's not enough, though. I think it's not enough. I think as a player who really wants to go to Liverpool, he still needs to do some more. Liverpool has already put up 120 million in their first bid, right? I think you guys bid 120, right?
Yeah.
The first time. That's 110 plus whatever else they did.
Total 110. Total 110.
Okay, fine. More. Even 110. 110 tells you that Liverpool is serious. Then you do something more to match it. Not just showing up is not good enough. Put in a transfer request, terminate 10 million or whatever it is from just your next 2 years' wages, which then gives Newcastle 10 million back, which means Newcastle is saving 10 million plus the 110, and then go to Liverpool. Do something more. Let's not sit here and say, oh, yeah, he's done everything he can do. I don't think he's done everything he can do. I think Liverpool putting up 110 at this stage shows seriousness. And he needs to.
Newcastle just don't want to sell him before they play us. They don't want us to play him against them. So
I think Newcastle, they want that 150 for their PSR because they need to increase their PSR cap space, and that's how they do it.
Well, I mean, they need to find literally anyone on the face of the earth who's willing to put on their jersey.
Ahmed lives in the northwest. Ahmed can actually go to the northeast and play for them. Ahmed lives in the northwest. Ahmed can go and join Newcastle. I think he will accept.
Anyway, guys, I don't know. I really don't know about that.
I'm just gonna tell you something. That was me stirring the pot. I think Isak is a snake. I think anyone that does what Isak did is a snake. I don't want that to happen from any football player. And I've spoken about Isak with everyone on this panel multiple times, and I want to talk about Arsenal versus Man United tomorrow and the Eze news. Both fullbacks needed to invert to help Nico Gonzalez. That's why. Fair enough. Absolutely.
And Doku, in that scenario, Doku's the better one to play the touchline over Marmoush.
Call Jess. Tell her she forgot to end her stream. I need to call her.
She's still live, and they're like,
"Are you serious?" Well, Waleed, are you serious?
I think no. I mean, he's not going to super chat this and not be serious. Like, you think so? Guys, we have 800 people in the house. Guys, please help the stream in the beginning of the season. Hit that like button. Let's get to 400 likes live because we don't have enough likes.
She's still watching. It's just her couch. I'll send her.
Okay, I'm gonna call her. Do you have your number? Can you call her?
I can find it. Yeah. Here, I'll be right back.
Call her. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, she forgot. You know that happened to me before. But you
know what you should do. You know what you shouldn't call her. You should let the stream keep going. When you finish, send the raid from here to that stream, to the couch.
No. You know, I once I was in Cairo, lost, and the electricity went out, and I couldn't end the stream. I literally couldn't end the stream. What about Man United? I actually are gonna start this, guys. The likes. I actually there's a lot of pressure on Arsenal to perform tomorrow. Lots of, and I'm not sure if Arsenal have the same firepower and the spark that the rest have. I know that you have Gyökeres. You know, Rangers. When you're watching Rangers, get you off your seat. You know, like Ekitike yesterday was very good. I'm not sure how Arsenal will play tomorrow. I'm expecting Kai Havertz to start. That's my expectations, by the way. I'm not sure if, I said to Hussam that even if Arsenal draw tomorrow, I don't know if you agree with me or not, Dio. Even if Arsenal play good and draw tomorrow, there shouldn't be a meltdown. There shouldn't be overreaction for the game tomorrow. Do you agree? Or there should be Hussam is like, no, there will be overreaction. People should overreact.
Yeah, look, everybody. When it comes to Arsenal, when it comes to my Arsenal, everybody has an agenda. And I'm going to say this clearly in the first game week 1. I don't care how Arsenal play this season. I care about 3 points. I don't care if Reinders is looking amazing. I don't care if any player is looking. That's not what I'm here for this season. This season, all I care about is go in the game, score a goal, keep that lead. If they score another one. If you can score 2 on time, score 2 on time. That's all I care about. I don't care how we play. I don't want to. I know what people are going to say. Even if we win that game tomorrow, there's going to be analysis of, yeah, the Yokeres movement was this. This season, I don't care. So just be ready for this die or this is all I care about is 3. If we don't get 3 points, I'm going to shit on the team and the manager. If we don't get 3 points, I will have, because this season, it's win all or bust. Like
someone's right then.
No. That's what I'm saying. My point is, you're talking about how they play, even if they draw. If they draw, I'm not going to lose my mind and be like, no. If we play well and we draw, then I can see glimpses of how good we can be. I'm good with that. But even if we play like shit and we win, I don't care. I'm not going to come and be like, we played like shit. No, I don't care. We won. This season, it's about my winning. It's about my 3 points. Game by game, 3 points. The nonsense we did last season where we drew 14 games, and out of those 14 games, 6 of them we played with 10 men, which means we had 6 red cards. The indiscipline needs to stop.
Yeah.
We have to be all of that nonsense from last season out the window. That's all I care about.
Are you basically like you want to shit house your way to the Prem? Like
I don't care how we get it. My point is, if I win the game, I win the game.
Yeah, I'm saying like, do you want to like shit house as in like, so you don't care about the style, you just want to win it at all costs?
If you want to call it shit house, call it shit house.
No, I'm not even taking the piss here because the thing is, if you want to shit house your way to the Prem, then that means you best have like some crazy players who can do something out of nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? You need like them type of players. You know, the Alexis Sanchez's, the Eden Hazards.
Look,
so you know that if you don't want to care about the style, then you kind of need to rely on your player.
Ahmed, let me say this to you. Again, I think that if I look at what we did last season, right?
Yeah.
We conceded 34 goals last season. The least goals conceded. 2 seasons back to back, we've conceded the least goals, which means defensively that we've been solid. If we can replicate that defensive thing that we did and not draw 14 games like we did last season, which means at least outscore the other team and defend. I don't care if it's looking classy or nice or good. That's what I mean by that. As long as we do those things and we fix those nonsense that we did last season, we fix all the issues. We fix the indiscipline. Don't do what you're not supposed to do so you don't get a red card. Stay on the pitch.
So
don't blame me.
But in order to do that, Dio, you have to change the way that you play. And by adding a striker with the profile of Yokeres, who may not even fit the way that Arteta is going to try to build up offensively, that might not work. Like the way that you play 100%, I understand what you're saying, that in terms of your disposition towards the season, you don't personally care. You just want to see the trophy at the end of the season.
No, I just want to see 3 points every game by game. Not just like, see, my thing is every game, I'm interested in 3 points at this stage. So if they go in and play free-flowing football tomorrow and they outplay Manchester United in the midfield and Zubimendi shows some amazing thing and Declan Rice does what he did against Madrid for some random reason, I'll be like, yeah, we did very well. 3 points, boom. The bottom line for me this season is every single game by game, 3 points. That's all I genuinely care about, you know. And if we then draw the game, I would then care about how we played. If we played bad and drew the game, I will be mad. If we played very, very well and drew the game, I'd be like, well, we outplayed them. We played very well. It just wasn't ours to win. We got a draw. I won't melt down crazy at that point. At that point, I would try to figure out why we were not able to score an extra goal, right? And that's all I care about this season. So yeah,
I am. For me, I actually don't think that you can win the league shithousing your way into the league. I don't think.
He said
no,
but you can win a tournament that way.
I asked the question. Is that what you're trying to do?
To be honest with you, not with City and Liverpool. You won't be able to. You won't be able to walk this league and win this league with the 1-0s. You won't.
Wait, Mo, can you remind me where you picked City to finish?
Mo, I didn't even say.
You still feel like that's an accurate prediction?
Depends on Arsenal tomorrow, to be honest, and it depends on how you end your window.
I
still think that City will finish.
No. Like
my prediction is right there. It's recorded. Kill.
More like I said about the game. I said, look, my thing is this: if we score 1 goal and we can keep our lead, as long as we keep our lead. If they score 1 goal, I can score 2-1. I don't care. Like my thing is keep your lead and get 3 points. However you want to do it.
I know that, but like that's like very surface level. I mean, like you basically just said that I want to win every game, and if we don't win every game, I'm going to be angry, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm angry. I'm like, and you know, the ocean is blue and the grass is green.
I said I want to win every game, and if we don't win any game, then I'll be mad at how we played. If we played very well and we did not win, then I'd be like, all right, we played very well. For some reason, we did not win. If we played like shit and then we lost or we drew, of course I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to be like, if your team plays like crap and then lose, you'll be upset, right? But if they played very well and did not win, you'd be like, well, something is off somewhere. Maybe if they tweak this in the next game, I'd give you grace on that one. But my point is, against every team, just get me 3 points, however you do it. If you want to score all your goals through corners this season, I'm all here.
By the way, for the people, so Ahmed, can I respond to a couple? For the people that say Liverpool did it last season, Liverpool created 150 big chances last season. The second team created 110. So Liverpool did not shit the house their way into
86 goals. We scored more than 10 goals.
It's just a response. Ahmed, go ahead.
We had Darwin Nunes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ahmed.
so
I think we were right behind you at second place on that.
No,
and we had no
you know what it is,
creators.
with tomorrow's game, I've said it so many times. Tomorrow's game is literally screaming out for a draw. Like, it's going to be a ball fest. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's going to be anything. It's not going to be anything exciting.
Better. United win.
Yeah, well, hopefully, mate. Listen,
personal prediction 2-1.
Listen, if United win, Dio better hide than it if we win. Do you get what I'm saying? If we win, then it's absolutely unbelievable. But the thing is, when I look at Arsenal's team, yeah, cool, they play better as a collective. Like, they've got the better manager, they've got the better system. But with United, you know what you're gonna like. It's obvious that we're gonna just like counter-attack them. Do you get it? We're just gonna try and counter. It's very important for United to get the first goal, because if we get the first goal, then we can just sit really deep, soak up all the pressure, and then use either Sesko off the bench, use Cunha, you know, them type of direct plays who are going to run in behind. But if Arsenal do score the first goal, then it's going to be a long for us, because they're very difficult to break down and they're defensively really solid. And us trying to, you know, create clear-cut opportunities and trying to unlock their defense, that's not really our game. Our game is like, okay, you bring it towards it, then we can just hit you. That's it. So it's just going to be them type of games. It's always been close. We've not even, I don't think we beat Arsenal in a long time in the Premier thing. I think the last time we beat them was under Ten Hag when we won 3-1, when Anthony scored in his debut. So it's been quite a long time.
Anyone thinks that if Arsenal doesn't start well, Arteta's going to be sacked?
No.
If he loses,
under no circumstance.
Nah, I don't think they care about that.
Arsenal,
by the way, I am asking this question because someone put it in my comments the other day on one of the videos and said that he thinks that Arteta will be sacked by December.
That person, listen,
and I think it's crazy, actually.
That person doesn't know who the Cronkies are. If you know the owners of the club, look, the Cronkies, even here in America, like, the way they are is the way they are. They're keeping Arteta till his contract is out. Arsenal fans accept it. All of this talk about the only time it would happen is if Arteta himself, out of his pride, turns around and says, hey,
okay.
You know what?
I just wanted to know, because there is now more talk about people thinking that Arteta or Amorim are the first to go. And I'm like, that is crazy, actually.
Arsenal will have to finish outside of all European competitions in order for him to even entertain the notion.
Yeah, I want to be the last.
They just want the cash from qualifying for Champions League.
For the last part. Actually, I want to talk a little bit about the Eze situation and him going to Spurs. People say, by the way, a lot of people are saying that he doesn't want to go to Arsenal. He's choosing Spurs against Arsenal. It's actually not true. It's actually Arsenal are not going to bid for him. And that is why he's going to Spurs, because Spurs are preparing a bid. He didn't reject Arsenal. He wants to join Arsenal. You got to think that Arsenal should sign Eze if there is one signing left.
If there's one signing left, no, I don't think we sign Eze. If I'm the manager, I'm not signing Eze. If there's one signing left, if I have two signings, then I will sign Eze. But if there's one signing left, I need to fix my left wing. Right now,
but you're playing a dangerous game because you're waiting on Rodrigo.
It doesn't.
He doesn't want to go to you either.
Mo, let me say something. I haven't mentioned Rodrigo. You mentioned Rodrigo. I just said fix.
Okay, so who else?
Again, there's left wingers out there. Let's not sit here and act like there are no left wingers in the market right now that can do better than what Martinelli is doing for me. And again,
that's why you bought it.
Hold on. Again, and I have trust.
Who are you linked to?
I don't know who we're linked to right now. I'm just saying my left wing needs to be fixed if I have one opening left for a player to come in. Secondly, is because even if I go into the Trossard, who probably if he doesn't leave, my backup is injured right now. Which means Martinelli is my out and only left winger. I can't go into the season having one out and out only left winger. It is the dumbest thing because Martinelli, like we saw last season and the season before, also has injuries, injury prone. Will be out for 8 games, 6 games, 9 games in total throughout this entire season. Then what happens? I'm not going to depend on the last final backup that I have. So again, I think the left wing is more important to be fixed before I bring in Eze. If I had to, then I'd bring in Eze. And yeah, there's many other left wingers out there that if you genuinely have the money for Eze, which is about 60 million pounds, then add a little bit more and then go tempt AC Milan with Rafael Leao. Go tempt them.
Eze to Tottenham, yeah, is a better fit than him going to Arsenal.
Yeah, I think that's more his level as Spurs. Not, I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal.
But Eze is capable of playing for Arsenal. I'm saying it's just a better fit, like because. That's the 10th
with Madison out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the 10th position
because again, if we bring Eze in, he's going to either be one of two things. One is either his competition for Odegaard, or two, he's going to be playing in the left 8 where he normally plays for Crystal Palace, right? That is where he plays for Crystal Palace. In the left 8 right now is Declan Rice because Zubimendi plays as our DM. And the way we played in that left 8, Eze would bring creativity to it. I get it. I agree. Awesome. But my question again is, who then does he get assistance from on the left wing itself? Is it the same Martinelli? No. So if I have one player to bring in and I have 68 million to pay for Eze, I would add an extra 2 million pounds, make it 70, and go talk to Rafael Leao. And that's 70 million pounds. And if anything else, I would add an extra 10 million, make it 80 million pounds, which is about 90 million euros. And if the Rodrigo deal is a deal, then do it.
You gotta hop off.
Want to go to
you gotta hop off the smoke. You gotta hop off the smoke.
That's all I'm saying. Find somebody. There's Barcola there. There's other players better than Martinelli.
Barcola's not leaving PSG. Leao's not coming to Arsenal. You guys signed Noni Madueke.
I am not saying he's coming. I am saying again.
Not serious.
You asked me a question. Who would I fix? I said my left wing. I'm giving the type of left wingers that I think are the quality you need to go and get. I'm not saying
I got a left winger for you.
I don't want people switching my words in. I'm saying that I've never said they're coming. I'm simply saying that's the quality of left wingers that I would go and look for and bring into the team instead of getting Eze first.
Yeah, I understand that, but like I could also sit here and say that, you know, if I got Mbappe and Jude Bellingham, I'd win every competition in the world. Like to me, it's just Arsenal's transfer window is absurdity, like straight up absurdity. You guys paid 50 million euros for Noni Madueke, and you still have Gabriel. My bad, pounds. That's even more.
That's even worse.
And then you still have Gabriel Shittinelli, whatever you want to call him, playing as left wing. You got Gyökeres, who's now coming into a system that doesn't even remotely match to what Sporting played in a Portuguese league. Not to remind you that the last time a striker came from the Portuguese league, he ended up missing like 42 big chances in one season. Thank you so much, Darwin. So there's a lot of shit up in the air right now, and this United team was even this United team was it
for Florian Wirtz today. I think of course,
which is perfectly fine. Which is perfectly fine. You guys all took shots at him, but you know the nail in the coffin is that this United team improved, and they still beat you in the FA Cup last year. So they already beat you, and now they got better. And objectively, based on the Arsenal fan consensus, I cannot come to the conclusion that your fan base thinks that you guys improved this summer. Yeah, people are putting in stocks to Zubimendi, they're putting in stocks to Gyökeres, but I still hear, what's the expected hair flips for Odegaard? How bad is Martinelli going to be? So to me, I don't know. To me, this just smells like a United win.
We were so crap last season that somehow, some way, we've still found a way to stay behind you a second, even if for whatever point gap it is. And then we go and address the issues. Hold on. When we go and address the issues, I'm not talking about being scared. You're saying that we haven't gotten better. I'm addressing why we've gotten better. We played Mikel Merino up front last season, towards the end of last season as our number 9. We finally now have
better than Havertz.
Yeah, exactly. No, we finally now have a number 9, and Havertz can come off the bench like we've seen.
But who is going to feed him?
Well, hold on. Let me finish. Right. You're asking who's going to feed him, right? I've watched the preseason. I've watched how the team played. I'm sure you didn't follow the Arsenal preseason. I'm sure you don't watch the behind-the-scenes training. I'm sure you don't do all of that. You do that for your squad and your team. We've seen how they've played. We're going to play tomorrow against United. this whole idea of who's going to feed him, because of how dangerous Gyökeres is, people can't double team Saka anymore. So Saka can be one of our Saka, as double teamed as he was last season, was our biggest output when it came to creating chances. So now that he has a player that can play off the shoulder, run in the back, and defenders will be pulled away, you think Saka wouldn't have more space now, just like Salah would? Like
I like this analysis. I like this analysis.
Don't come here and tell me there's many people that will be able to feed him now. Because this idea that who's going to feed him, Saka, as of December last year, before he got injured, had created 10 big chances in Arsenal. He got injured, went away for 3 months, came back, and still had the second most big chances created against Mo Salah. For 90 days, nobody could still catch up to what he had done. If you had a Saka fit and you had a striker like Gyökeres, who knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, defenders will be split on who to mark. And if you free Saka, he can cut in and shoot as well. So he's not just a player that can create, he can also score. Which is why I said I would rather go spend my money on a player like a Rafael Leao type quality player on the left to give defenders someone else again to be able to chase. So that way Gyökeres is now free, which even allows Martin Odegaard to be more free this season again, because Havertz was not dangerous enough for defenders to run after him. So they would close down Odegaard before he got a chance. So now maybe that there's a Gyökeres who's dangerous. Odegaard will be able to do one or two more things. Saka will be a lot freer. And we'll see how the team gets on from there.
Football analysis. I love it. I love it. Mike,
I have big question marks on your midfield.
I do as well, but again, we brought in a Martin Zubimendi and a Declan Rice, who actually right now is now allowed to. We played a double pivot this last game that we played. Arsenal for the first time.
Let me give you a stat.
Played a 4-2-3-1 for the.
I love stats, and I know that Mike knows stats. Hugo Ekitike played for a team that averages less than 50% possession in their leagues in Eintracht Frankfurt last season. And this is where he thrived. When he played for PSG, a highly possession-based team, it didn't work out for him. However, Liverpool got him because they saw that what he has to offer suits Liverpool team. Actually, a team that averaged over 60% ball possession. Victor Gyökeres played in a team that averaged over 65% ball possession. Yes, it's in the Portuguese league, but it's the same as Arsenal. Arsenal averaged over 60% position. So stylistically, Gyökeres suits Arsenal more than Ekitike suits Liverpool. Stylistically, by the way, you can say the league is different, which is I will give you that, but that's what we can analyze where they play before.
Let me ask you this then.
Go ahead.
Which manager has proved that they can take someone who was previously deemed to be shit and turn them into a diamond? More Arne Slot in 1 season or Mikel Arteta in 5? To me, Arne Slot in 1 season took Ryan Gravenberch, who everyone called a bust, and all of a sudden everyone's like, yo, this guy is Premier League, was center mid of the season. So to me, yes, 100%, you can make these comparisons, but how many times have we looked at Mikel Arteta and looked at a player and basically,
can I ask you something, Max? Which striker suits Arsenal system then? Which striker in your eyes, what kind of striker you think Arsenal should have signed? Because they needed someone to fucking put the ball in the back of the net. Otherwise, it's going to be the same fucking problems, right?
To me, I think someone like, personally, first and foremost, Isak gels into any team in the league. So there's number one. But I feel like
they can't get Isak. You can't even get Isak yourself. Like what do you want Arsenal to do?
100%. But you asked me the question, so I'm laying down the first basic answer. I would say if I'm Arsenal, I want someone who's excellent at hold up play, who can drop deep, and who can finish the chances when he actually gets them. Because that's essentially what they tried to do with Havertz, but Havertz is just a shittier version of Joao Pedro. I think that Joao Pedro would have been a good signing. Someone who can drop deep, fill space, technical ability, fundamentals, hold up play, and can finish. Whereas Gyökeres, to me, is, okay, yes, the guy is a bagsman, right? But he's a bagsman on the counter. He needs space to run into. This isn't about build-up play. It's about a ball in behind. How do Arsenal defend? By keeping the ball, by keeping the game slow, by slowing everything down. What do Arsenal fans complain about? We move too lethargically. But except in transition, all of a sudden in transition, once Bukayo Saka gets running, holy shit, like we got the next Mohamed Salah. But guess what? You're not on transition all game if you have a super tight defense. So to me, again, this is just a preconceived notion. They haven't played yet. Gyökeres could come in and bang for all I know. And I'm happy to sit here and hold up the white flag and say, you know what, you were right. But my My judgments are based on where he was before and what the manager has done with players who he has signed already. And what was the outcome of the players who he has signed? Did they get exponentially better or did they get exponentially worse? And so far, if you're going to say Bukayo Saka, well, he's an academy product. So I wouldn't exactly say that he signed him.
Here's a response to everything he said. That was just a whole load of crap right now. It's your opinion, but it's a whole load of crap.
That's
right. Mikel Arteta, we've seen him change how he plays every season since 22-23. The style that Arsenal plays. Arsenal changed from that free-flowing, attacking football 22-23, 23-24 to being a bit more conservative, 24-20, more defensive and slower. We've seen this guy adapt to the players that he gets. We played that way with Havertz because we knew Havertz could not do what he could do, and that's how he played that way with Havertz. The one game that we played with Gyökeres, you could see the difference in how we moved the ball. We moved the ball quicker. We were faster. So we looked a lot faster. Again, the manager's job is to coach the team with his best pieces to give them the best chance to put the ball in the back of the net. You now have a guy who can put the ball in the back of the net, yet we want to go back to last season's style and say that is this exact same style they'll play. Of course, they're not going to play that way. That means the manager is dumb in the head. If he sits down and says, I now have Zubimendi who can do certain things, but I'm not going to let him do it. I'm just going to stick to my style. That's a dumb manager. I don't think any manager does that. I don't think even Arne Slot is going to play the exact same way you guys played last season because he's brought in pieces now that he's going to use to do other things, and you'll see Liverpool evolve. The team definitely will evolve, whether you want to believe it or not, because they brought in quality players in certain positions that will elevate what they did last season there. Again, if we had a Zubimendi and a Thomas Partey, I'd be like, yeah. Do I think Norgard is the best player? No. But do I think he's a player that can put in the shift? Yes. In defense, do we have the players that can come in and put in the shift? Yes. In attack, if I need to give Gyökeres a rest and I'm forced to play Kai Havertz for 20 minutes, I'm happy to do that now, but not to depend on Kai Havertz the whole 90 minutes, which is why, again, the left is where I need the entire thing focused on right now. But again, I've seen this manager change how we play season in, season out, which already tells me that he might decide to change our style of play this season. I don't know how we're going to play yet with the number 9, but I saw us play a 4-2-3-1 for the first time. We played a 4-3-3 all season. We played a 4-2-3-1 for the first time. We played a double pivot.
Tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
we'll
we'll
find out. Yeah.
See tomorrow,
I
8:30
have
Pacific
questions about
time.
midfield. That's all.
It's 8:30 a.m. your time. It's
Pacific. I said 8:30 Pacific time.
Pacific time.
Yeah. Hey, you're on the West Coast too. Okay.
I gotta say something
Go.
about Arsenal. Guys, can we get the likes, guys? Again, hit the like button, people. Mods, push the likes. This notion that people are saying about Arsenal, I'm not saying Mike, that Arsenal didn't sign the right striker. I'm not saying Mike as well. The majority of content creators and people, when Arsenal were linked to Cisco, were saying that you're going to absolutely sign the wrong guy. Go and get Gyökeres, a bagsman. You need a number 9 because they already have Kai Havertz, Mike. Kai Havertz is the false 9 that gets involved in the game, that passes around. They need a different kind of striker. And they couldn't sign Isak, so they went to the next best thing, which is at the current moment is Victor Gyökeres. They are not signing Harry Kane, they're not signing Lewandowski, right? And they aren't going to. There's nobody. They're not going to sign Haaland. So the next thing in the list is Victor Gyökeres. That's why a lot of people wanted him. Like, I don't understand what Arsenal should do so people can praise that signing. Nobody is praising that signing. Nobody.
You know why? Because it's Arsenal. I heard everybody last year. Arsenal would have won the league if they had a striker. This is what Arteta doesn't want a striker. Arteta would love.
I actually don't believe that.
No, listen, no. I'm saying this is what people said.
I hear what you're saying, though.
I'm not saying whether you believe it or not. I'm saying this is what people said. Arsenal could have won the league if they had a striker. Arteta loves Havertz. He's never going to sign a striker.
Yeah, that's moving the goalpost.
No, listen.
But
the minute the striker is signed, all of a sudden,
not saying they would have won the league. That is what people told them.
Hold on. There's
you get the point.
There's one clarifying notion. Mo,
I know
there's one clarifying notion.
That's talking
whether I believe them or not, Kelp. Whether I believe them, I'm saying what people said was, and they moved the goalpost. Arsenal would be okay. Let me put it this way: Arsenal would have been better last season if they had a striker. You go ahead and score a striker, buy a striker who has scored the most goals in Europe last season, and all of a sudden, that striker doesn't fit your system. because why? That system can never be changed, or you can't change the system to play around the striker.
Okay.
Did we not see Pep change the City way of playing when you brought Haaland in?
I mean,
Yeah, but
I'm
we
not going to
had
sit here.
elite
I'm not going to sit
playmakers.
here and dare.
We
I'm
had
not going to
prime
dare
Kevin De
compare
Bruyne,
Mikel
Ilkay
Arteta to
Gundogan,
Pep Guardiola.
Rodri. Those
I'm
were
not
all
doing
elite
that.
I'm not
midfielders.
You
comparing-
just
We
did.
have
You
that.
literally just
I am
did.
talking
You
about
literally
evolving
just
it.
pointed to Pep,
I'm
and you
evolving-
used him
yes,
as an example.
as a manager who
That's
did
that is the
compare it,
definition
yeah.
of comparison. That is how you go side by side. A plus B.
I can literally speak about Mikel and Pep because Mikel learned from Pep. So I can say he's probably knows exactly
But
what
he
Pep
does
would have
not
done,
know.
and
He's
he will
not
try
as
to
good as
learn.
Pep.
Mikel
I
did
mean,
not
look,
learn how to lose from Pep. I'll tell you that right now.
You can say whatever you want
Not
about
on his
losing or
own.
winning. The point is the team is going to evolve. For you to try to stifle the team in a particular style and say now that they have a striker, that striker will not work. It's just a dumb argument. It's just
Okay,
banter.
but again, that's because you're ignoring the key point of it being Mikel Arteta. It has nothing to do with Victor Gyökeres. My criticism of the signing, I would have said the same thing about anyone that you signed, because I don't have the faith in Mikel Arteta to bring out the positives in these new signings, at least to the effect of that these guys become the game changers that win you the league. Because you've spent money for the past 5 seasons, and for the past 5 seasons, you've won less than Manchester United. You have won less in Mikel Arteta's reign than Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United. The worst Man United in the history of existence has one more trophy than Arsenal does in their best 5 years in the last 20. So to me,
So what does this have to do with bringing Victor Gyökeres to play? Hold on.
It has more to do with who Mikel Arteta is than
What
who
do
Victor Gyökeres is.
So are you stop, Dayo, please. So are you saying that Mikel Arteta is a bad coach?
I don't think that he's a winner. No, I don't think that he will be the one who is capable of taking this team over the line. He had the best possible.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. That is not the question.
That's not the question.
That is not the question.
Do I think he's a good coach?
Okay, so based on your statement, Arsenal can do no right because they have Mikel Arteta. So it doesn't matter who Arsenal sign because it's Mikel Arteta. Victor Gyökeres is not going to work. Rodrigo's not going to work. Mike, I'm fine with the argument. Mike, I am fine with the argument as long as you own it. Does that make sense?
Exactly what I'm saying.
As long as you own the argument, it is absolutely fine.
Look at the past signings that Mikel Arteta tried to make. He tried to sign Jesus and make that work to win a title because Jesus was a winner. He signed Zinchenko because Zinchenko was a winner. He signed Declan Rice because Declan Rice was the best midfielder in England. And honestly, great signing. Great signing. I have nothing wrong with Declan Rice. He signed Raheem Sterling.
In England, though.
He tried. Okay, you know what? We can call it 6, whatever it is. Still, he's a
He's not better than Rodri. Hey, don't even start with me.
Why would they go after Raheem Sterling of all of the possible players last season? Because Raheem Sterling is a winner. The one thing that I see that Mikel Arteta tries to do is he tries to take winners from other teams, bring him into it, and bring him into his team, and hope that this is going to turn up into a winner for him. I don't think that the guy is capable of winning. I think that he is the problem. But he's had 5 years to win something, and he has done nothing. And the best opportunity that he had to win something, he blew against
the argument. We can have the argument. It's for different days.
But Mike, stop.
I'm automatically saying that he's not a good coach because he can't win.
The question,
good coach, if you can't win trophies, please explain to me.
Mike, why would you? You know what? You decided to make up your own question and give your own answer based on what you wanted to say.
You asked me if he's a good coach.
Yes, great. But the original point was, did Arsenal do enough? Did Arsenal do enough in the window? And Dayo said, no, the left winger. But you said that Victor Gyökeres. No, hold on. Let me just put the point across, Mikey.
They didn't do enough because they didn't fire Mikel Arteta. So no, they did not do enough this window.
This is such a shallow way to have a conversation.
No, but we're talking about Victor Gyökeres.
What have you won to prove me wrong?
But there is no response to this. They have won nothing. There's no response because that's not the question.
We're not talking about winning or not winning here. The question we simply asked you, if you're not able to comprehend it, let me say it in second grade way. Do you think now that Arsenal has a striker in their team will be able to score a few more goals. We're not talking about whether Arsenal is going to win the trophy with it or not. That's an entirely different conversation.
He's rattling
It's
me for
established
sure.
that. So don't sit here and be like, oh no, well, Mikel Arteta is.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, don't insult my intelligence. Second,
I will. If
I mean,
you're acting like this.
I mean,
answer
no.
the question.
I mean, you're the one who just doesn't want to open your ears. You tried to tell me before,
Guys,
that
it's a
your
football
mentality
conversation. It's a
going
football
in-
conversation.
No,
right?
and I'm 100%.
You guys,
keeping
we're
football.
all
Nothing is personal. I know.
I know that. I know. We all
Nothing
know.
is personal.
Come
Nothing
on
is personal.
now, take it down a notch.
But you just sat here before and you tried to explain to me that your mentality going into this season is, I just want to win, and if I don't win, I'll be angry. I mean, that is just the definition of the grass is
I
green.
realize that that's
To
I'm having
me-
a conversation with you.
To me,
For me to put it for you.
will you score more goals because you buy a striker? I mean, that's very plausible. But what the fuck does that matter if you don't win anything? Like, your
Again,
goal should
but
not be
again,
scoring more
again,
goals.
again.
If 30, wait, Dio, if 38 goals in 38 games and 0 goals conceded wins you the league, that should be your only concern. Like, if whatever amount of goals that you need to win the is what you need. I just don't think it's going to work because I don't think that Arteta is a good coach, and I don't think that he is a winner. And I think that you need a winner to win.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who you sign.
I didn't ask
What's
about
wrong with
winning.
what he said, though? I don't understand.
We didn't talk. I didn't ask about winning. Again, we've gone back to winning. But yeah, Mo, carry on.
I just answered your question.
Point of everything.
I just answered your question though. You said,
That's
will a
not-
striker add more goals? I said, what does adding more goals matter?
That's
You
not the
could win the league
You're
with
right,
30
you're right.
goals scored and 0 goals
adding-
conceded.
No matter, hold on. So, okay, so but I want to go back to the conversation. You don't think that Arsenal should have signed a striker like this, a number 9? You think that Arsenal should have signed like a?
That is not that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
Okay.
is that yes, they needed a striker. They can't have Mikel Merino being their number 9. Can't have Kai Havertz being their number 9. But in my opinion, it
Okay.
doesn't matter who they sign. Arteta is not a winner. So the point is mute. You need to get rid of the cancer in your team before you can win. Mikel Arteta
Okay.
is the loser.
Great.
Our
Get past
conversation-
this point. We got past this point. Okay, that Mikel Arteta is shit, guys. He's an absolute garbage coach. He's shit.
He's
He
dog
didn't
shit.
say that, though. He didn't
Okay.
say
No.
that.
No.
I'm saying
For
that.
the level, look at let me rephrase it.
Conversation.
For the level that Arsenal wants to reach, Mikel Arteta is not good enough. Okay, there is no response to this. Great, but so you are ruling out Arsenal from the title race.
I have Arsenal finishing 4th this season. Yeah.
And
So
that
why?
based on
No, because Mikel Arteta.
Well, first and foremost, I think that Chelsea are going to surprise a lot of people this season.
Okay.
And I think that City are going to be back and hammering away. So to me, and also Arsenal have the most pressure that they've ever had in their entire existence. Imagine if Chelsea, with a bunch of 22-year-olds who 2 years ago people called a £1 billion bottle job, finish higher than Arsenal. City,
Okay.
listen, City can finish above Arsenal any year, and Liverpool just won the league, and we got better, significantly, objectively, by consensus.
okay.
better. Arsenal haven't won anything since the FA Cup. They have all of this pressure. They have, I mean, they need to treat the Carabao Cup like it's the Premier League. They need to treat the FA Cup like it's the Premier League. They need to go all out for anything because they need to win.
All I smell is fear from this Liverpool.
That's not fear. That's straight up objective truth.
Fear, because you know
What am
what
I
it is?
scared of?
But hold on. So last season, Arsenal had a
He's
lot
not
of
scared
injuries.
of you, Dio. He's scared of me.
So Arsenal had a lot of injuries last season. I'm trying to be very objective here. Arsenal has a lot of injuries last season. They still finished second. Yet, if they stay fit this season, after signing a striker and after upgrading on Thomas Partey, and they're getting one more signing,
Where were they before the injuries, Mo? 9 points back. Before Bukayo Saka got hurt.
seven.
Also,
Still,
we were
that's
complete
3
shit
games
last
back.
season.
No, I'm not
We were
giving them.
complete
I'm not
shit.
giving. I am not giving Arsenal any excuses.
George,
All I'm saying is that
200 million
the
in January.
fact-
You bought
the
you bought
fact-
players in. Come on.
the fact
more
that
wins than you.
someone, the fact that we think that Mike thinks that Arsenal are going to finish fourth is based on, like, it's not based on how Arsenal play football. Does that make sense? Like, it's based on the pressure. But Arsenal have improved massively as well. Having a striker by itself is a completely massive improvement. How do you think City have improved? City lost the most creative player probably in the history of the Premier League. They signed Tijani Reinders, which is a great midfielder. They didn't
Audrey will
sign
come back. They have Erling Haaland. They have Omar Marmoush.
We have Ryan Turkey. Y'all aren't ready for that.
They have Turkey. They had, and most importantly, they have Pep Guardiola. They have the only man who's won 4 straight Premier Leagues, one of which he did 100 points without a striker. If you can score 100 points without a striker, I'm not allowed to doubt you. I'm sorry.
But point stands.
But regardless, I'm not allowed to doubt you.
So what about
I will
okay?
never
I will
doubt
give you.
you.
What about Chelsea? How are
To me-
Chelsea finishing ahead of Arsenal?
Because to me, when I look at the way that they played in the summer and when they played at the end of the season, they're fine. And I think that they have quality players and they improved that front line. They were just missing a striker who could bag goals better than Nicholas Jackson, which is like saying, I need you to have a 15% conversion rather than a 5, right? We're not exactly talking about moving the bounds of the earth here. Now they have Liam Delap and they have Joao Pedro. They also had an excellent midfield throughout that whole season last year. Do I think that Chelsea's going to be, charging for the title? They've only finished above 70 points twice in the last 8 years. But could they get to, 84, 85 points this season? Could I see a 5-game improvement from this club? Absolutely. And they just won, the Club World Cup. If you want to call that the preseason invitational, I don't really care. If you don't want to hold respect towards the club, that's fine. But PSG clearly really wanted to win that game, and yet they didn't. And Chelsea looked fantastic. And also Chelsea have like the easiest first 6 games that you could ever possibly ask for a club. They could be finishing these first 6 weeks with 18 points, flying high, feeling like they are the absolute kings of the world.
And
So
when they have their hard games, what happens?
Chelsea were good against Big 6 clubs last year. Chelsea only lost to Liverpool. I mean, yeah, but you know what? Chelsea have always struggled.
So Chelsea needed to
just
change.
like how you've
One
always
more
struggled
game,
against
we were
Spurs.
shit.
Chelsea needed to change and get a striker that had a better conversion rate. Arsenal needed a striker, but Arsenal will not do well. But Chelsea will do well because now they have a striker that has better conversion rate.
Well,
I mean,
Maresca is a winner and Arteta isn't. Maresca won twice last year.
That's
but
a
I'm
big
not talking
point.
about winning here. We're talking about what the team can do tomorrow in tomorrow's game. Will they be able to score more games? This is where we started the conversation. We all know Mikel Arteta has not won anything. You keep harping on that. It doesn't make a difference. Oh yeah, this guy's a winner.
It
That
does
guy's
make a
a winner.
difference.
No.
It makes all the difference in the world. What do you mean?
Yeah, because Chelsea players know how to win now.
Listen,
They've won 2 trophies.
I'll give you an example, Kel. You asked me a question. You said, "Who's going to provide goals and assists for Gyökeres?" And I broke it down to you. I said we've seen over the last 2 seasons that Bukayo Saka is the guy who gets double teamed. But now that there's a striker, defenders will think twice about double teaming him, which gives him the chance to go 1-on-1, give the ball, cross the ball, and create chances in the game. Which means we will score more goals. Simple. That's all. That's the conversation. Now, if you ask me, will Arsenal win the league this season? That's when we can start talking about the managers and who's a winner and not a winner. The question was a simple question with an answer. The fact that you keep defaulting to, it's because he's not a winner, that's why you're not going to. I'm just like, I don't get it. You can just
if you score
now we can ask the question whether Arsenal will win or Liverpool win the league. Then we can talk about managers. Move, carry on. Let's ask that question now.
If you scored 150 goals this season and you don't win any trophies, what does that matter?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. But we were talking.
So the point means nothing. Saying that we're going to score goals doesn't mean anything.
Again, the question was to how the teams will perform. It was not until after their performance, do they win or not win? Now, if he wants to ask who's going to win the league, that's a different question. You can then come to me with Arne Slot and Arteta, and then you can say Arteta is not a winner, and we can have that conversation. That's a different conversation from the question that Mo asked. That's all I'm saying.
Let me do these super chats. If Liverpool opt for Fofana, City for Rodrigo, Arsenal, Semenyo.
Not a bad shout.
By the way, I'm just going to tell you something. I didn't watch Fofana. Do you think Fofana Omar is better than Semenyo, for example? Have you watched Semenyo run to your team yesterday? Eat humble pie. Why are Arsenal fans forgetting Madueke? He's going to play.
Because nobody rates him.
Yeah.
No, again, I'm not even like Madueke, like I said it from the very beginning, based on what I heard from the people that I know that are there, he was on the list of as our backup across the 3. That is, he's supposed to replace Trossard. What we had Trossard doing, playing on the left, sometimes playing on the right, sometimes playing down the middle. And that's what we brought him in for. Not to be an out and out. Yeah, maybe we overpaid for him, but the market is the market. Elanga is 55 million. There's people that they're paying ridiculous amounts of money for. You
Not
brought in,
everybody.
listen. No, hold on. They brought in Ekitike for 90 almost, right? 85 or 90. I mean, let's be realistic. In Ekitike is an amazing player. We see it now. But if you had said Ekitike was a 90 million from Eintracht Frankfurt at the time when you mentioned it, you'd be like, for what? Why should I pay that? But they did. So let's not say
because he's like 22 years old. That's why.
I get it.
He's young.
I'm saying
Madueke is 23, by the way.
it's Madueke is 23. So 22, 23. Madueke is 23. So don't make it. Madueke is not 28 or 29 or 30. So let's not. Okay, so maybe we bought him because he's young. Maybe we're paying for where he will be when he's 25. Maybe what we've decided that's something we want to do.
To be fair, Chelsea also sold Joao Felix. So, they're just the kings of selling. Whatever the
100%.
price was.
Yeah.
It is what
Chelsea
it
are
is.
just magnificent. Let me do this.
Kai Havertz?
Let me do this to supers. Mo Habibi, big up my bro. I love when people hate Arsenal anyways. You signed Mr. Timo Werner 2.0 Liverpool guy. Who's Timo Werner?
You're really calling? No, he's calling Florian Wirtz Timo Werner.
No, he's the German Mason Mount now, Florian Wirtz. That's what you guys want, because we're talking about he's the German Mason Mount.
You know what? I won the Premier League with the Portuguese Darwin Nunes. So if he ends up being the German Mason Mount, I have a winner. So I'm confident that I will win.
Actually, my friend calls him the German.
There's a super chat I have to do. You fraud. Where did I say Fofana is better than Semenyo? You're asking a question and you're putting a laughing emoji. You're putting a like you're laughing at him. Listen, big up my guy. Thank you so much for super chat. To the Arsenal supporter, his name is Dio. He is Nigerian American. He's from Texas. Give us 4 reasons why Arsenal are going to win the league. Victor, less injuries. Your answer. Okay, you're asking him and you're answering. Less injuries. Why is Arteta better than Slot? Mo, let him speak for 2 minutes without interruptions. Okay, I don't know. This is a Swedish Corona, if I'm not mistaken. Norwegian Corona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Norwegian Corona.
Norwegian Corona. Big up, my man. Norwegian Corona. Big up.
Guy Marco really doesn't like me.
No, he's talking about the. This is for Dio. A question for Dio.
So 4 reasons.
No. I'm talking about the guy in the chat. It's all good. Go ahead, Dio.
The 4 reasons. I think number 1 is they have to do it. It's time. You've done second 3 times. This is where you have to get over the line. That's number 1 reason I think Arsenal needs to go out. That should be a driving factor, number 1. Whatever it is, that should be a driving factor. Number 2 is everything that was a problem last season, I think we've kind of fixed. We didn't have a striker. We've got a striker. We didn't have a lot in depth. We've brought in more players of quality in depth that I think that at least can put in a proper shift if your first 11 need rest. Madueke playing on the right for his Bukayo Saka, I think is a good thing. I think that's something that can work for, in a couple of games here and there, and that's it. The third thing that I think would be a good reason is I think that from what I know from watching my team right now, there's a lot more discipline, and that is key for us this season. Keep 11 men on the pitch. Give yourself the chance to do better on the pitch by keeping 11 men on the pitch. Discipline, very, very key. So we have squad depth, we have discipline. We have to go ahead and do it. And we have, right now it is what it is. Game by game, 3 points. So those are my reasons. If you have anything that is, yeah.
I'm responding to Marco. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about the chat. Anyway, big up everybody that joined us. Ahmed, start your stream. Go start your stream. This was actually very good. I can imagine tomorrow.
This whole Kudus Madueke thing is not. Kudus plays on the right. Kudus is not coming to sit on the bench for Saka, and Kudus is not. Yeah, and again, so I get it, but he's better as a 7. So again, it would have been a. And Saka is not Kudus and Saka in the same team. One of them will want to leave. So let's not do this whole you guys let Tottenham get Kudus. And it's like I don't understand. People, you can't just amass everybody. Like you can't have 2 Mo Salahs in Liverpool. The second one has to be at least a tier lower, because if there's 2 Mo Salahs, the other one backs himself to go to another club and be a starter there. That's all it is.
100%.
So, yeah.
Guys, tomorrow we'll have Dio here at 11 p.m. UK time with Gona Souls, CB, who couldn't join today. He had a delay, he had a problem, and others as well. Appreciate everyone that supported the channel, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. This will take you to Ahmed when he's going live. So go and support my man Ahmed on his channel. He's doing a Man United versus Arsenal preview with TKA. So go and support my guy. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hit that like button and we're out of here.